The Jake DeBrusk contract looks even better than we thought as he leads the entire NHL in this key stat over the past month, and we get reports the Vancouver Canucks are actively looking at trade suitors, linking them to an Eastern Conference team that is ready to blow it up. We're going to break all this down and more later on this episode. Before we get into this, I'm happy to say that this video is once again brought to you by Rentals.ca, who are huge supporters of Team Canada. While they've been supporting our national team defend their home ice in international competition, they've also been helping thousands of Canadians find their home rink all across the country. Whether you're in cities like Abbotsford, Vancouver, Montreal, Halifax, Winnipeg, or St. John's, from coast to coast, Rentals.ca has a ton of options to find the perfect place and price for you. The website is super clean and easy to use, and you can pinpoint exactly on the map where you want to find your next home rink, so definitely check out Rentals.ca as they can have all the options in your area. Once again, shout out to Rentals.ca for not only being a huge supporter of this channel, but a huge supporter of Team Canada and you guys helping you find your next home. But with that, let's hop straight into the first topic today, which is Jake DeBrusk has been even better than we were expecting when signing him this past July. Looking at Jake DeBrusk over the past month, or November 2nd, so just under a month, we can see that Jake DeBrusk is leading the entire NHL with goals, 12 goals, since November 2nd. Jake DeBrusk has been a huge part of this Canucks team, and after a slow start, we've seen him really take the next step with the Vancouver Canucks, and we can see from the goal that's on the screen right now, once again, Jake DeBrusk has been a huge part of this team. Now looking at Jake DeBrusk over the span, he has 12 goals, 5 assists for 17 points. This is ahead of players like Leon Draisaitl, Jesper Bratt, Mikko Rantanen, Ovi, who has only played 9 games. He would probably lead this category over the span, and I'm not even going to argue that. But seeing Jake DeBrusk number 1 in total goals with 12, coming in 7 even strength, 5 on the power play, 2 game-winning goals. He has been everything we expected and more over the stretch. Jake DeBrusk, once again, is a major part for this team, and seeing him really find his groove on a line with Petey is exactly what we were looking for. Last season, we've seen Elias Pettersson play with a lot of guys from Mikheyev, who, let's be real here, wasn't a great fit on this line. Höglander did look good, but it seems like Jake DeBrusk is the perfect line mate for Elias Pettersson, and it really shows with his total goals over this month stretch, or just under a month, I should say. Now, looking at his total stats from this season, 25 games played, 12 goals, which has came since November 2nd, 9 assists, 21 points. Jake DeBrusk has been outstanding, filling in perfectly in this top 6, being the exact piece, a fast winger that can pop goals and still be pesty was what the Canucks needed, and getting this on this contract is even better. As I've said, we've seen DeBrusk slot into play with Pettersson. We've seen Boeser join this line for a little bit. But once JT Miller comes back, this is where things get awesome for the Canucks. We can see the second line of Dakota Joshua, Suter, and Garland. Maybe JT Miller slides in here. But looking at this top 6 with JT Miller once he is back, this is a force to be reckoned with. And the bottom 6 and middle 6 still looks outstanding on this lineup. Once again, Jake DeBrusk coming in at $5.5 million on his deal is an absolute steal on a 7-year deal. Yes, he is 28. Yes, he's going to get up there in age over this. But right now, 28 years old, locked up for the next 6 years. After this year, 7 including this year, Jake DeBrusk is looking like an absolute steal. As I said, just from the goal scoring over the past month, his total points after a slow start, he still has 21 points in 25 games, sliding into this lineup, looking not out of place in the slightest, is all the Canucks could have asked for. Jake DeBrusk is a Vancouver Canuck, and be excited to see where this goes. As I said, he's going to set his record for goals this season. I believe it's in the 30s, and it would not shock me if he continued trending and almost hit 40. But what are you guys' thoughts on the Jake DeBrusk signing? Do you think this is even better than we were expecting when signing him in free agency? Do you think he was the missing piece for Petey to really accelerate his game after a bit of a slump last season? Let me know down in the comments, but we'll hop straight into the second topic today, which is the fact that teams have linked the Vancouver Canucks to other teams on possible trade fronts, including the New York Rangers. This was from the Donnie and Dolly podcast, and he said, "Someone told me the Canucks called the Rangers about Chris Kreider. My guess is Vancouver's probably on Kreider's no-trade list. He's got a healthy one. I think 15 teams. Rangers sent out feelers that Kreider and Trouba, this was before Trouba, were available. So every team called, including the Canucks, but the Canucks are out there working their phones. Vancouver and Pittsburgh are still talking too. It's the job of the Canucks to call the Rangers and see what would it take to get a guy like Kreider. Now, seeing the Canucks are still making calls, still looking to improve this roster, does not surprise me. We seen last year picking up Zadorov, picking up Elias Lindholm, Jim Rutherford, and Patrik Allvin like to make moves early season. They like to set the market. Seeing the Rangers blowing things up and retooling, I'm not going to say they're not going to be a playoff team, but they're looking to make changes. After moving Trouba to the Anaheim Ducks, it does not surprise me the Canucks have been calling on players. Now, did they dodge a bullet with Chris Kreider? We'll never know because it seems like that trade may have died. But looking at Kreider, 10 goals, 1 assist for 11 points. He's a -1 on a struggling Rangers team. We've seen Kreider score 52 goals just 3 seasons ago, not including this season. Looking through Kreider's stats, yes, he would have been a good fit, but I'm worried about the cap hit. $6.5 million for a 33-year-old. Year 5 of year 7, so he's on the 5th year of his 7-year deal. The Canucks would have had to eat a lot of this contract. This is a guy that's 33 years old. Yes, he can pot you goals. Yes, he's having a bit of a down year. Yes, I do think he would have fit this team, but I think it's for the best interest. The Vancouver Canucks don't go out to pick up a guy that might be on the downward spiral. Yes, you could pick up someone like Chris Kreider and things could turn around, but it seems like with Kreider's no trade clause, it's going to be hard, even though we've seen what happened with Jacob Trouba. So you never know what's going to happen. But with the Rangers looking to make changes, one person I'm really interested in, and I hope the Canucks are as well, is someone like K'Andre Miller. 24 years old, a left-handed shot, 6'5", 216 pounds. This is a huge player. $3.8 million cap hit. He's in the last year of deal, but he is an RFA at the end of the season. This is where I think K'Andre Miller could come in and fit perfectly on this Canucks team. K'Andre Miller has showed upside, 43 points in 79 games in 2022-2023. He can lay the body, 146 hits, 117 block shots just last season. In 25 games this year, he is struggling offensively with only 4 points, but the entire Rangers team is as well. 53 hits, 38 blocks. I think K'Andre Miller would be an awesome fit. I'm not saying the Canucks are in on him because there is no reports, but with the Canucks calling around, with them already actively talking to the Rangers team that's looking to make changes, it would not shock me if they did or have been calling on players like K'Andre Miller or someone else. What would you guys' thoughts on the Canucks being interested in someone like Kreider? Do you think he would have been a good fit, or would you rather go out and look for a piece like K'Andre Miller to solidify this back end as they do struggle sometimes? Let me know down in the comments, and while you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. And once again, shout out to Rentals.ca for not only being a huge supporter of this channel, but of you guys and Team Canada, helping everyone find their next home. But I've been your host, Mark Pye, and take care.